Good morning, everybody. This is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. And in this webinar, we're going to talk about how lenders can use Listings to Leads to grow not only their business, so to grow their lending business, get more buyers that they can work with, but this is also going to be awesome for how to get agents engaged with their Listings to Leads account and how you can be the beneficiary of that as the lender that's providing Listings to Leads, and they're generating a lot of great leads from their Listings to Leads account. And you are able to work with that agent to qualify them and get them into a home. So a lot of great stuff here that we're going to cover like we will every week for our lender clients. So again, my name is Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. So I'm currently logged in to my lender account, and I am going to go to ads. And the first thing I want to talk about here are the PDF guides that we've got available for everybody. In fact, let's go to PDF guides first, because these guides are absolutely awesome for generating leads. Now, you can generate leads from a Facebook ad. If you do an open house with an agent, you can generate leads from the open house, from a Facebook post. There's a lot of great use cases for these PDF guides. If you've got a database, sending your database these guides is absolutely awesome. All right. And so let's walk through a couple of things here. I will show you here before we get started. This ad right here that you're looking at is currently live right now. And this is generating leads with name, email, phone number, and purchase time frame at $10 a lead. All right. $10 a lead. And what happens is people click that blue next button. They're able to download the guide. The mortgage lender gets all the information right there and is able to call them back and have a great conversation about this topic. In this case, it's the new home buyer's guide to FHA loans. All right. Now we've got all sorts of guides like this that you can do ads with. So these top 3 rows are for lenders only. So real estate agents do not have access to any of these guides here. They're all in your lender account. They're all branded to you, and you can run ads in English and Spanish, along with some other stuff that we're going to talk about today. There's also some other guides that you may find appropriate to run. And in fact, before I scroll down, let's click on buyer PDF guides. Oh, that happens. All right. So if I scroll down here, you might see some other PDF guides that you want to run ads for. Secret to home buying in any season, 6 things to check before buying a home, right? Down payment assistance for local home buyers, buying new construction. So there is a ton of content here via these branded PDF guides that you as a lender can run and generate really good leads. All right. Because you're not going to get a lot of people just clicking an ad for something like the secret to buying a home in any season, unless they got some in buying a home in some season, right? Which there's only 4 of them. So take your pick. So you get the idea, right? Everybody here on the call today. So PDF guides are a fantastic way for a lender to generate leads for themselves. Now, when you first get to this page, you may or may not have your Facebook ads account connected. And we're going to walk through that next. And then we'll come back here and we'll look at a few of these other options here that you can do. All right. So I'm going to go to ads, which is right above the PDF guides. And you'll see here. So we have ads that you can run in Spanish, right? You can do listing ads if you wanted to. And here's the VA home loan in English right there. So again, PDF guides in English and Spanish. You've got all the listings that you can do, and you can do different landing pages as well. But I think for a lender, I would really just focus for now, at least, on these PDF guides. All right. So if your account is not connected to Facebook by the time you get here, there'll be a little wizard, and it will literally take you about 20 seconds to connect your Facebook ads account to Listings to Leads. And then you'll be able to do what I'm going to show you. All right. So create Facebook ad. And you'll see here, create PDF guide ad. All right. So there's listings, which will really be mostly for agents, although you can, and we'll look at an example of a lender running an ad for a listing. Landing pages. So what is your home worth? Again, we got down payment assistance, new construction, or PDF guide. And that's what we're going to do today. From here, I can look at all my PDF guides. And again, here, English, in Spanish. So any of you that are going after the Spanish market, you can run one ad in Spanish and you could run another ad in English and really hit it hard. All right. Absolutely awesome right there. So I'm going to go back to English and I will do another, we had a FHA loans, right? We'll do the same one as before, as we saw that example. So this is what it looks like. So this is the work area. There's only one thing you need to do. Well, really two. One is to put in the location. So what is the area for which I want to run the ad? All right. And hit publish. And that's all you have to do to start generating leads. So this ad will go to review. It will get approved. And as people then later click on that ad, just like we saw in the example, the lead form from Facebook comes up, automatically fills in, just like we saw here. People click, automatically fills in from Facebook name, email, and phone number. And they just need to add in via the dropdown, what is their purchase time frame, and you are getting those leads. All right. Now, there are some other things you can do. All right. So again, all you have to do is type in the location here like this and hit publish, and that ad will get sent and you're going to do a great job. Now, there's a few things you can do. I can edit pretty much everything, but for the focus of this webinar, kind of keep it simple. I can edit the price. So maybe I want to go to $50 for the week. Right. So we start and end. I can even change my start and end date if I wanted to. Right. And if I go that long, then I got to increase my budget. I can change the image or video. So I can use a video. I can use an image. All right. So we got videos here. Right. And I can even upload a video. So if any of you are really getting into video, which I highly recommend that you do, you could record a video where you're sitting at your desk. All right. And so instead of having that image showing, it's a video of you talking to your audience, which is absolutely brilliant. Right. That's a little bit of an advanced thing, maybe for some people, the idea of doing a video here, but it's super, super easy. What I always recommend people to do is if you're thinking about doing a video, all right, I recommend doing the ad with the image first, English or Spanish, doesn't really matter, but just use the default image and get a baseline for what your cost per lead is. All right. Now for a PDF guide, it's going to be anywhere from like $5 to $20 on average, right? Depending on the time of year, what's going on Facebook, so on and so forth. So that client generating leads at $10 a lead is totally within range, right? That's not like the best cost per lead. That is just an ad I found this morning. It was the first ad that looked appropriate for this webinar because it's from a lender, but $10 is not anything super crazy low. That's completely obtainable by most people. And again, I think you're going to see most leads coming in for, between like $5 to $20 at most, probably more like 5 to 15 on average. All right. And again, name, email, phone number, purchase time frame, and even better than all of that is the known issue, right? It's not a listing where maybe it was a pretty picture, right? Something like that. This is for in this case, a free guide on FHA loans. Now, we can laugh about it, but I don't think there's many people are going to click an ad for FHA loans who are not interested in that topic. All right. So it's just a matter of lead follow-up after you generate the lead. All right. So make sure you're following up with these leads as fast as possible. Now, we talked a little bit about the idea of video, right? So I would run an ad for a week, whether I spend $35 or $50. All right, just check out my lead. And then from there, I would think about doing a video. And if you don't know what to say in a video, really just paraphrase this text right here. So I might say something like, if you're a home buyer in Folsom, I want to offer you a free guide for FHA loans and everything you need to know about them. Buying a new home is exciting, but funding the endeavor can be a challenge. And FHA loans can help borrowers overcome financial hurdles. So click below, discover if an FHA loan is right for you. Again, this is Scott Pierce at L2L Mortgage Company. Talk to you soon. That's it. Not rocket science. I'm just paraphrasing the text that's right there so it makes sense as someone watching my video. Does that make sense for everybody? And the thing I love about that is, you would have run an ad for a week using the default image. all right, like this. You have a baseline of what your cost per lead is, and then start running an ad for the same thing with the video that you do. Because here's the thing. So I am seeing typically, and this is from people I talk to, using video, the cost per lead can be a little bit more, but the quality of that lead is actually better because now they've seen you, they've heard you, right? So that when you call them up later, hopefully within a minute or so of them filling out the lead form, they've already in a sense have interacted with you because they've seen your ad with your video in that ad. All right. Does that make sense for everybody? Carl, Erwin, Kimberly, everybody, Mark, sorry if I don't scroll down here, but let me know if that makes sense for everybody. All right. So again, run an ad using our default image, default text, and then the next week, try to do one where you are in the video, essentially paraphrasing the text in the ad itself. All right. Give me a second here. Let me look at something. Give me a second here. All right. So does that make sense for everybody? All right. So play around with these ads. I'm going to tell you right now, though, $35 is going to be a little bit too low, I think, for most people. So I would try to bump this up to like $50. The ad you saw, this ad right here, is running right now for $100. I'm not sure if it's for 1 week, but I know that the budget for this ad is $100. Probably is for about a week because they're generating leads at about $10 a lead. So that'd be like 10 leads a week, right? Now, if they want to do, $200 a week, then they're probably coming in at 20 leads a week. So it really depends on, your ability to handle the lead flow, your lead follow-up, your budget, all of that great stuff. But yeah, definitely let me see. We got a question. Does this interface with Keep? Kimberly, I don't know what Keep is, unfortunately. Now, is that a CRM? I assume it might be a CRM or something like that. And that's a great point as far as CRMs. All right. So you're generating leads, right? You're getting the good leads coming in. What is your follow-up? Now, we've got follow-up right here. So if you come into follow-up, you'll see there's 4 of them that will come with your account: seller lead follow-up, buyer lead follow-up in Spanish, and seller lead follow-up in Spanish. All right. Now, if you're running ads in Spanish, the follow-up will automatically be in Spanish. If you're running ads in English, then the follow-up will automatically be in English. We are getting phenomenal feedback on our follow-ups. One of our clients posted in the mastermind group recently, a very top producing agent, been around for over 10 years because he's been a client of ours for around 10 years. And he was a top agent at that point. But check this out. When I click on buyer lead follow-up, and he posted in the mastermind group that he's getting like a 40% open rate. All right. A 40% open rate. That is absolutely nuts. So the reason why our follow-ups work so well is we follow a pattern, right? In every other pattern. So imagine even numbers, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and then even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And so the even numbers like this, working from home, are super short and sweet, right? They're meant to be able to be looked at, replied to in like 5 seconds or less, really 3 seconds. And so things like this get a lot of feedback. And then every other email, so the odds include a PDF guide, a huge, massive value for people. All right. So, and it just alternates that. Here's the even one, right? The really short neighborhood amenity. Here's the next one, first time home buyer's guide. All right. And it just keeps alternating like that. And so our follow-ups are absolutely awesome. Now, if you've got a CRM, and so someone's mentioning Infusionsoft, no, we do not integrate out of the box with Infusionsoft. But if you go to your profile and you see CRM integration, they probably have, and if they don't, they need to get one, what is called a lead forwarding email address. All right. Pretty much every real estate CRM has this. And what it is, it's like a funky looking email address that looks like it would never do anything properly, but it does. And what the email address will do So if you're using Infusionsoft, ask Infusionsoft if they have this. Ask their support team if you need to. Is a lead? I need a lead forwarding email address from my account, from my Infusionsoft account. All right, and then drop that right here. Click save, and then we'll automatically send our leads to that CRM. All right, does that make sense for everybody? All right. Now we've already got a lot of CRMs connected automatically, right? So we've got KV Core, we got Follow Up Boss, right? You see some of the other ones here that we're connected to. So yeah, check that, Kimberly, and let me know. I'd really love to hear from you. You can always email me, scott@listingstoleads.com. But I would love to hear, Kimberly, if that works for you. Kimberly, I'm sure they've got one, because there's a lot of other programs around the internet. Not every one of them has an API connection with each other. And so I'm sure, I would have to imagine it's right here. Let me highlight it for you again. It's called a lead. Has anybody else on this call got a CRM that they've done this with? So if you've got another CRM that maybe is a little bit more applicable for lenders, let me know that if you've used the lead forwarding email address option to send leads from listings to leads into that CRM. All right. And my email, just Scott, SCOTT at the company name, right? Or there's a company name, listings to leads. So yeah, just ping me. I'd love to hear if they have that or not. All right. So where your leads are going are key. So again, we've got our follow-up right here that all you have to do is turn them on if they're in the off position, which they will be when you open up your account. So you can turn that on and that'll work great. Now we are adding in text follow-up at some point soon, video email follow-up at some point soon. So there's a lot of follow-up options that we are adding. Right now, it is email only follow-up. All right. So again, our follow-up, go to your profile, and in the profile again, click on CRM integration. And if the one you're looking for is not listed on the left-hand side, again, ask them for the lead forwarding email address. All right. Drop it in there, click save, and you'll be off and running. Now, let's go back to ads, because another strategy that I would use, and this is going to be kind of a two-part strategy, okay, is doing an open house with an agent. All right. So you got an agent, they've got an account with listings to leads, and doing an open house together can be absolutely awesome. All right. Now this weekend, of course, Labor Day weekend, pick your poison, may not be the best weekend in the world, but the weekend after that, when people start settling down from schools and all that kind of stuff, if the agent has a listing, let's go to listings. So here's a listing in my account. Now to set an open house for this listing, and I would not do this as a lender, but just so you can see how it's done. If I click add open house here, I can set the open house. So say September 4th, let's do September 11th, 1 to 4 p.m., add open house. And we'll let that cycle through. And what I'm going to walk you through is you as a lender running an ad for this open house where you are going to be there. And then I'm going to show you how to generate some even better leads at that open house. I'm going to show you how to create conversations where people want to talk to you at that open house. All right. So first of all, when the agent has a listing for an open house and they click market listing, right, they should be rolling through all of these tools to get the most people possible at that open house. All right. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is when you are doing a Facebook ad, right? Facebook ad, send leads to lender's account, send leads to listing agent's account. So here's the thing. This is my Facebook ads account. So I'm the lender, right? I'm going to pay for this ad. The leads are going to come to me, right? And I'm going to go to my agent. Right now, this is obviously you're going to have a conversation with the agent ahead of time, and Kimberly, I'll pick on you. So Kimberly's the realtor. She's in my listings to leads account, my listings to leads lender account. And I call Kimberly up and I say, hey, Kimberly, would you like to co-host an open house at 823 Wales this weekend? I would love to do an open house with you. I will also run an ad, right? And you should run an ad with listings to leads as well. But I'll also pay, $35 to run an ad to promote your open house, right? I will hopefully generate some really good leads that I will pass on to you from the ad I run as well and get more people to the open house, right? So great conversation there. You're being proactive. You're helping an agent that you're trying to build a relationship with. So you come in here and have the leads go to you. You're paying for the ad. Just doesn't need to be anything special, just like that. All you got to do is click create ad, right? So I didn't do anything. All I did was confirm that it's me paying for it as a lender. The leads are going to me as a lender, which will be by default. And then click create ad. And this ad as well, when people click on it, name, email, phone number, and purchase timeframe, just like what we saw with that PDF guide. All right. So now you got an ad running on Facebook. The agent should be using all of our tools. All right. So we got all these tools, even short form video scripts. In fact, you can do a short form video for this as well. So if you take a look at this script as a lender, right, you're trying to get branding. You're trying to get out there. You're trying to get people to see you, to hear from you, to get to know you. Doing a short form video using our script here for that open house that you're going to co-open or co-hold open with the agent. Now the agent should be doing a short form video with our script as well. But as a lender, I would for sure be doing it as well, right? And so there's a little bit of a kind of a background here for what to be thinking about. And then here is the text that you should either use or paraphrase. All right. So it looks something like, hey, everybody in Folsom, this is Scott Pierce of L2L Mortgage. And I want to let you know that 823 Wales Drive in Folsom, we're having an open house on September 11th from 1 to 4. Can't believe I picked September 11th of all things. But anyways, from 1 to 4 p.m., you can get all the photos, price, details, and more by texting 171-389 to 25678. Now, if you are a Folsom homeowner, when this home is sold, right, and you just go through, boom, right, the script right there. You can download the script. You can send it to yourself. So you got it on your phone ready to use, but it's pretty short and sweet. And I'm telling you, especially the people that have more experience doing short form video have told us this script is absolutely awesome. All right. The script is short form video. So it's a short video or short script. It's got a great call to action. It'll actually generate leads from you, right? People also DM you, they may like it, right? And so on and so forth. And they're also going to help the agent generate some seller leads. Now, as a lender, you may or may not care about seller leads yourself, but your agent partners for sure do. All right. So anything we can do to help them generate more seller leads as well will be awesome. So we got the ad going. As a lender, maybe we do a short form video script as well, promoting the open house that we're co-hosting and that we're going to be at. Now, this is where it gets really, really awesome. Come back into PDF guides and pick one of these guides that you think might be best appropriate for that property. All right. Now, if it is a home where you think maybe you're in a military base area, right? Maybe you're in Fayetteville, North Carolina, or somewhere around a military base. Maybe we use VA home loan. Maybe it's a lower price point home that's going to be more appropriate for something like a first-time home buyer or down payment assistance. All right. It could even be as something like, if we go back and click on buyers again, just because there's so many of these guides, right? 6 things to check before buying a home, right? That could be a great one. But pick your guide they think would be most appropriate. You could pick 2 or 3 different of these to do what I'm going to show you. Download postcard. Front side, back side. For our purposes, the back side doesn't really matter. But what I want you to do is print up like 20 of these postcards. And I might do 20 of them from 3 or 4 different PDF guides. Now, when people scan that QR code, who's got their phone out? Go ahead and scan that QR code. This is recorded. So somebody on this call, scan that QR code really quickly. In fact, I'm going to do it as well. So this makes for a really bad webinar when people are sitting here, especially the host is scanning. But there I am. I scan the QR code. Boom. That landing page just popped up. All right. On my phone, I am looking at the landing page. And yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Now, what I notice is my landing page, I've got what is your time frame to buy? And then the download free guide button will capture the name and email. And that's okay, but check it out. I'm going to come in here again to the PDF guides. And if I click on settings, here I can control the lead form. So I want phone number in there. And I'm going to click save. And now when you scan that QR code, if you're watching the recording, go ahead and pause the video, but I'm doing it as well. So we got time. And now the lead form has phone number, what is your time frame to buy? And then when they click the blue download free guide button, that'll capture their name and email. So when people fill out this lead form or this landing page to get this guide, I will have their phone number, name, email, and their purchase time frame. All right. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And so this is what I want you to do as a lender, what I want you to be thinking about. Print up about 20 of these PDFs, or I'm sorry, 20 of these postcards. Do not print the PDF, right? And I've had people tell me, well, I'll print the PDF guide and that way I can hand it to people, but you don't get anything in return, right? You just printed up like 12 pages in color. That's going to be expensive, right? You think printing a postcard's expensive, printing up a 12-page color PDF guide is not the cheapest thing in the world. So don't do that. And plus you get nothing in return. You're not getting a name, you're not getting an email, you're not getting a phone number necessarily. So have the postcard that you could either hand to them, right? Or they could just scan that right there. Maybe you only have one postcard, right? Maybe what you do, and I'm kind of thinking out loud here, is you get like 5 of these here and you just have them somewhere. And then when people stop and they start looking at it, you could just ask them if there's any of these topics that are of interest to you, go ahead and scan that QR code and it'll take you to a page where you can download that PDF guide, right? How awesome is that? And then when you see which one they're going to go to, which one they're going to gravitate to, well, let them do it. So I would not jump in there and start talking about it. I would say, great. While we're together here, why don't you scan that QR code and go ahead and just fill out that landing page and so you can download that guide. And then I can talk to you for a few minutes about it before you leave the open house today. How does that sound, right? Having a real conversation with people, having a engagement point to where you've got options for people, right? So I may pick like 5 of these guides, right? Get one postcard printed for each one. And then that way, when people are coming through the open house that I'm co-hosting with my agent, I just ask them, just go ahead and scan whichever guide you think you would like. And then it'll take you to a landing page. Go ahead and just fill out that landing page real quickly. And if you want to talk at all in any detail about it, let me know. And then I can answer any questions for you while you're still here. Absolutely brilliant. All right. Absolutely brilliant. And it all starts with people, right? With getting that agent added to your account, them having an open house, and you using the tools to engage with buyers, right? Yeah, no, someone's asking about, people who open, read, respond. No, I mean, I would know about, reading. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, I'd put the feedback we're getting on the guides is great. So it's enough people that are downloading, opening, and reading them and engaging back with our clients that the feedback we're getting is really good on them. Right. And I think the key is, like anything, when you're at that open house and that you're co-hosting with a realtor, it's just watch your energy, right? Watch your vibe. Don't be, a helicopter lender, right? That's, making people feel uncomfortable, right? Just look professional, whatever that means in your area. Have a great attitude, have a great smile, and just be a point of value to people, right? You got 4 or 5 postcards laying on the table, right? Nicely arranged. right? You're not gonna, we're not trying to capture and, take anybody hostage here. We're just here to provide value, right? And the way we provide value in a way that works for us and for the buyer, the potential buyer, is letting them scan the QR code, let them fill out the landing page, and then have a great conversation with them. And because that way, by the time you follow up with them later on, they're going to remember who you were. They're going to remember that great smile you had on your face. And then they'll remember how open and sharing you were with information that you had that helped them out in some way or another. All right. So the PDF guides are absolutely awesome. Now, another thing that I want you to make sure you're doing is we're adding a few more options here for the lender guides, but you can go right to the landing page directly right here. All right. So there's my landing page. And what I want you to be thinking about doing is sending these out to your database. All right. So Kimberly, you can do this with Infusionsoft Keep CRM. Easy. I'm just going to copy that URL. We got a way that we're doing that's going to make this even easier, but what I'm going to show you is really easy as well. Go to your email, whatever you're using for your email to email your database, and create an email blast. I'll give it a quick subject line, 203A. Never use this as a subject line. That's awful. But just going to put something in in fact, let's go ahead and put in the name of the guide. I'll just do this. So I'm creating an email blast where then I'm going to send to my database for people to download that guide and just generate more engagement out of my database. So I got people to talk to. All right. So there's the subject line. All right. Pick your list, which I'm not going to do that here because I'm just doing it for a demo. But, again, if you're using Constant Contact, you're using Follow Up Boss, you're using Keep, right? It doesn't really matter. You can do this in any one of them. So I'm going to paste in. Let's grab that landing page URL. I'm just going to copy that landing page URL here. And I'm going to just paste it right there. Right. And then I'm going to go back to the guide and I'm going to click on ads because I'm just going to take that language from the ad and I'll just drop this here into my email. Right now, I might edit this just a little bit. Now I've got my signature comes in the bottom, right? Save it as a draft, send test email. And let's change the email. I'll send it to myself and we'll take a look at it together. Like how fast, that literally took like 30 seconds. And I've got a email, and I'll tell you the clients that do this, again, report fantastic results. I'm just telling you, I had a client, he sent super top agent, been around for like 10 to 15 years, another agent. And he told me that thousands of leads, right? Over the years. And so he sent one of these guides to his database, his coldest leads. So this is a guy who knew how to segment out the database for the 300 people that never responded to anything. They never opened an email. They never clicked an email. They never even probably knew he existed by this time, right? So these are the coldest leads he had in his database. Sent one of these guides to them, 10% response rate. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely nuts. All right. A 10%, think about that. A 10% response rate for your coldest leads. There you go. Right. Check that out. How awesome is that? There's the text right there. Boom. There's the image. Of course, the landing page had to open up in my other browser, but that was the landing page. That email just opened up. You can literally do this in under a minute. And I would highly recommend that you send out one of these guides a week to your database. Now, a little bit later, we're actually going to have another option right across the top here that you just open up and just copy, and everything will be right in one spot for you. But I would not wait for that option to come in. Hopefully it'll be here by next week. But what I would do, again, pick the landing page you want to use. So let's say you're going to co-host a open house this weekend for, that kind of falls under a first-time home buyer type of property. So first thing I might do is come up to my PDF guides, type in first, because I think that's what in the title. Yeah, there we go. First-time home buyer's guide, right? Grab the landing page URL. So I'm going to copy the landing page. I'm going to go to my CRM. So again, I'll click open up my follow-up. I'm going to create email blast. And I'm going to say, I like to put something about changing market when I can, because everybody knows the market is changing. And so I don't want to act like I got my head in the sand. Even if you're going from a 3 days on market average to a 14-day on market average, which is still good, it's still changing. All right. So for us to not recognize the fact that everyone is talking about how the market is changing, I think is really doing a disservice to everybody. So I like to put that right in there and address the elephant in the room. All right. So go to next. I'm going to drop in that link. And here I might just say, well, let's grab the copy. All right. So again, first time home buyer guide. I'm going to click create ad English. I'm just going to copy that text from the ad itself and drop it into my email. All right. And then I might put here, if you are a first time home buyer in this changing market, please download this guide that my buyer clients have found very helpful. And I might put, I'm trying to put like notes. I will be co-hosting an open house this weekend at 823, right? Something like that. And now we got the guide. I would probably send I would send the e-flyer for database to my clients maybe a couple of days later. So they get the PDF guide email related to the first time home buyer's guide or whatever it is that I send out. And then they get another email about where I'm going to be at that open house, right? So how awesome is that? Someone says, can we? No. I mean, you can edit anything you want in these ads, right? So if you want to call it something, a PDF report, you can. The guides themselves, you cannot edit, but you can, I believe, upload your own guide. All right. So if you're doing an ad, like if I do an ad for this one, I believe, I know we've got custom ads completely from scratch, but let me see here. If I go to advanced options, can't remember if I can change out the guide in a pre-built ad. Maybe not. Yeah. So I can't edit the guide or change the guide from an ad I'm doing like this, but let me show you here. If I go to create Facebook ad, create PDF guide ad. In fact, thank you for asking that, because I know as a lender, your company may have some really great guides for you to use. And so you can do that by scrolling down here to upload custom. Now you're gonna have to do everything custom. And by that, I don't mean everything. Let me tell you what I mean. So here you upload the PDF guide, right? I got my ad, my Facebook, Instagram connected. You'll have to write in the ad copy, upload an image, right? Do your headline description. So it's a little bit more involved, but it's still way easier than trying to do it at Facebook. And we still do use the Facebook lead form, name, email, phone number, and purchase timeframe. So if you've got a great PDF guide ad that you want to use, you for sure can totally do that. All right. Now let's get to Google, because I want to talk about Google ads. Anybody here doing Google? Kimberly, I love it. You don't need to shut up at all. You're more than fine. In fact, I love the engagement. So, and everybody else here, we got some good people on the call today. So anybody else has questions or anything, please do not hesitate to chime in here. I want to hear from you, because I'm I'm not here for myself, right? I'm here for everybody on this call because I am interested in helping you all grow your business. All right. So create Google ad, create listing ad. Now it's a bit of a misnomer. You will not probably see Google ads in your account because it's still in beta. But if you have done Google ads before, click the support link in your Listings to Leads account. Ask us to be added to the beta for this. Let me just show you here. Create listing ad, create ad. Now, why I am sharing this with you all is because this is totally customizable. All right. I don't really expect you to run an ad for a listing. And this is still in beta. We're going to be adding it to the PDF guides here pretty soon. We're going to be adding in the landing pages and so on. So you'll have a lot of pre-built options for Google ads, similar to what we've got for the PDF guides and for listings. But I do think there is a huge opportunity even now for a lender to use this. And I'm telling you, the feedback for the flow has been brilliant. All right. So we do a $5 daily budget for a week, right? But this is not something you're going to be interested in. This ad here, right? Not something you're going to be interested in necessarily. But if I go to advanced options, I can customize everything. So if I wanted to do an ad for, home loans, I can change out my keywords, right? I can do all of this. I can do first. So this is not something that, if you've never done Google ads before, do not even worry about this at this moment, because you'll want to wait till we get the pre-built ads all done for you. But if you have done Google ads, I think you're going to absolutely love our flow on how they work. All right. So I got the description, right? If you've done Google ads before, you get all this. And here, links, I can put a custom link in there. So if you got a great lead form, and Kimberly, sorry, I'm picking on you. If you're using Infusionsoft, you have to be pretty savvy. So Kimberly, let's say you got a great landing page. It would work great on Google, and you've done Google before, and you know how ridiculous using Google can be to get ads launched. You can do any ad with this, even though it's kind of set up for agents to use for listings at this point. You can come in here and customize all of this to start running ads for whatever you want. All right. Change that campaign name to maybe Downpayment. So again, even though this is set up and hit publish and you're off and running. So even though you might be a lender and the Google ads is set up to be used as an agent for a listing, you can really come in here and customize this to your heart's desire. All right. So any of you on this call, any of you watching this recording, if Google ads is not live by that point yet, and you are someone that has done Google ads in the past, I want to highly encourage you. I would love to have you as part of our beta. Right now it's August 31st, 2022. And so I'd love to have you as part of our beta while we work through the next couple of weeks to get this live for everybody, to get your feedback on this. All right. So absolutely awesome. And if you're an agent on this call for whatever reason, not a problem. You can come in here and ask for get added to the Google beta as well. All right. Now, something I want all of you lenders to share with your agent partners. We may have sent this out already. We may not have, I can't remember. This is at our blog. So let me navigate here. If I go to listingstoleads.com, right there, a blog, and it's that first one, how to generate up to 106 buyer leads. So that video, I really want you to watch that, because this really goes for just listed. Open house would be pretty much the same. Active would be pretty much the same as well, but great little video here. But check it out. We are doing a 8-week series. Every week it's a different session. I'll show you at the bottom of this page, but I want you as a lender to read this. And then I want you to share this with all the agents you've got in your Listings to Leads account, because we are going to be taking the experience we have had in the last 10 years on what was working for our clients, right? Now, I'm not taking something from 10 years ago and just using it now, right? But we have got the experience and the feedback and the interviews with our clients. And so we are putting together a quasi coaching. There's no cost to this. This is free for everybody, but a quasi coaching program to where at the end of this 8 weeks, that agents should be having listing appointments. They should have listings by that point. They should have buyers that they're working with by that point. And the goal is to get them set up so that the listings to leads platform essentially creates a flywheel effect to where we start out heavy on the paid lead gen, things like door knocking, things like using Red X to call people. I'm telling you, we're going to get them listings. We're going to get them buyers. We're going to go after FISBOs. We're going to go after expireds. We're going to do what it takes to get some damn listings. All right. I don't care if people scared to phone call people. I don't care if people are afraid to door knock. We're going to do it all. And the goal is over time, as you're building up your database, as you're building up your social media, that some of those things that you don't want to do can be taken off the plate. So it's not like I'm going to be teaching people, well, you got to door knock the next 20 years of your career. No, that's not true. But you do need to door knock until you get enough listings to where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, right? You don't need to use Red X to call your farm every week or two for the next 20 years, but you need to do it until you have enough listings so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck. All right. The goal of this 8 weeks is to get people off the paycheck to paycheck routine that most of them are on, so that they've got a more of a nice flow of leads coming in. They know very well how to get that flow to come in, that they know which leads, i.e. social media, are usually the lowest quality and furthest out, especially when you're using a listing. The PDF guides are different. They're a little bit more mid-funnel. So those are awesome things to be going after. But how can we start off in a very intense way to get that flywheel moving so that we've got action, engagement, deals coming in, right? And then over time, we can kind of let that some of these things like door knocking, things like holding open houses every weekend. We can let that kind of slide by a little bit, because now we're going to be working on going after our database, to go after engaging our social media audience more. Problem is, most agents have a shitty database. They got no social media presence to speak of. Or if they do, it's very haphazard, right? And so over the course of these 8 weeks, we're going to be helping agents put together a plan to address all of those deficiencies. All right. And so I really want you as a lender to be part of that solution for agents. So in fact, I'm going to put that link right into the GoToWebinar control panel for everyone. And Kimberly, what do you mean by divorce webinar? I'm not sure what you mean. I know we got the divorce, and I'll tell you, I've had a client get some really good results from that one as well. I thought that was absolutely awesome. So anyways, any questions on anything I've covered? We've covered a lot of stuff today, right? We covered the PDF guides and doing those as ads for yourself. We talked about printing up some PDF guide postcards to go to an open house with. Now, let me just say, I said PDF guide postcard open house, but I would still probably pick 5 PDF guides, get 20 postcards done for each. And, when you're out running around and you meet somebody somewhere, or, whatever it is, and you can hand people the postcard and just say, hey, I would love to invite you to download a guide I've got on debt consolidation for future home buyers, right? If that's something that you're in, you get my point, right? Whatever the top 5 guides are that speak to you and your business, I would get postcards printed. And again, I would freely share those postcards with people that I meet that would be appropriate for, because again, you can't sit there and have 10-minute conversations with people cold, right? It's very hard to do. Hand them a postcard, they can download the guide. You see when the lead comes through, they just downloaded the guide. What a phenomenal time to call and have a great conversation about whatever that guide was covering. All right. This is being recorded and it will be made available a little bit later today. Guess what your ad for your webinar on top of the value for video script divorce? Really? Yeah, Kimberly, I'm not sure. Any questions that I can't cover here today, go ahead and just ping support. And I think at this point, they know more than I do about everything. So our support team is awesome. And if they need to, they can always ping me back and they can get a hold of me for more clarification on something if need be. So with that, I got nothing else for the moment. If there are no last minute questions, Mark, thank you for joining us as well. And everybody else. Yep. The recording link will be in the Facebook mastermind group a little bit later today. So if you are not in our mastermind group, make sure you click on support down here in the lower left and just ask to be invited, because it's a private mastermind group and you need an invite only to be able to be added to that group. All right. So hopefully, Mark, they can get you added if you're not there already. But it's 11 a.m. right now, probably by 3, 4, 5 p.m. today. That webinar should be in the mastermind group. Worst case, if people are slammed, it'll be tomorrow morning. But we like to get these webinars up as quickly as possible. And with that, everybody, I want to thank you so much. Now, if you are, one thing for lenders, let me just show you real quickly. Did you know we have a lender affiliate program? You may not have known that. So if you go to your profile, click on affiliate. Absolutely awesome. Just set up affiliate. All you gotta do is drop a PayPal email right there, click next, and you will get an affiliate link that you can share with other lenders. It won't work for agents, but it's for lenders. All right. So if another lender from your company signs up, another lender from a Facebook group that's in another area that's not near you signs up, I believe it's 15% recurring, no cap, no limits. All right. Now, agents, you also have an affiliate link that you can use with other agents as well. So that's awesome as well. All right. So listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.